Now up and running in North Dakota. Red Trail Energy began operation in January, and Blue Flint made its first ethanol product in mid-February. Good evening, I'm Lauren Culber.
And I'm Tom Gerhardt. Thanks for joining us tonight. After working out the initial kinks, both plants are now producing at 100% capacity. Brad Feldman went to Red Trail Energy in Richardton to see how corn can be turned into an alternative fuel.
In just a matter of 60 hours, these kernels of corn will be turned into one of the nation's most talked about alternative fuels to hit the market.
We grind about 50,000 bushels a day, equates to 18 million bushels a year.
The corn is first ground into a flour material before going into the cookers. It's then mixed with water and enzymes to break down the material.
We're after the starch in the whole kernel of corn. We break the starch down into sugar. Ferment that sugar into ethanol, and then run through a distillation process.
A mush product is pushed through the pipelines and into fermenters where it will sit for more than 50 hours. Once it leaves these tanks, it goes through a distillation process. It's where the ethanol product is separated from the byproduct known as dry distiller's grain, or DDGs. At this point, the ethanol is dried and is now a 200 proof alternative fuel. Then it's moved to a storage facility to be shipped.
Right now we're sending most of our ethanol out by rail. We're feeding the West Coast, California, and Washington markets.
As for the byproduct, it goes through a drying process of its own. These large bins remove all but 10% of the water. Once that's done, the product is moved to a storage facility where it waits to be picked up by area producers.
We do put about 300 ton of modified product into the state of North Dakota daily.
At the end of the year, this plant will produce many million tons of DDGs, along with 50 million gallons of ethanol, two big products that come from little kernels of corn. In Richardton, Brad Feldman, KX News.
Miller says so far about 75% of the corn in production at the plant comes from North Dakota. Most of it's from the southeastern part of the state. The rest of the corn is being brought in